Welcome to CSR, your leader in college sports reporting. Happy Halloween to everyone out there. This is Matthew Ciatola alongside the multi-talented Herschel Briscoe. Pleasure to have you.
Thanks. We start our show off with a special coverage of Halloween tradition, pumpkin carving. Joe Hughes is here to bring us live coverage of the first annual CSR Pumpkin Carve-Off. Joe?
Hey guys, thanks for it and welcome to CSR's first annual pumpkin carving contest. Over here on my left, we've got our contestants right here, starting with Monster Mike Davos. He's hoping to stick to his guns. He's the rookie of the competition. Then over here, further on the left, we have Ben El Chupacabra, which is Spanish for the Chupacabra. And then we've got champion of all champions, Mr. FedEx Package Guaranteed, Stefan. These guys are going to be carving throughout the whole show, so we're going to see what they come up with at the end of the show. So stay tuned with us as we monitor their progress. Guys, get ready to carve. Guys, get ready to carve. 3, 2, 1. Start your carving. Stay tuned with us, and we'll be monitoring what they come up with later in the show.
Well, that should be interesting to see how that progresses. A shootout at the College of San Mateo ended up in shocking fashion. Both teams were able to put up numbers, but let's take a closer look at who came out on top. Taking you straight to the action in San Mateo at Bulldog Stadium, where the tracks are blue and so may be the Bulldogs' hopes of winning. CSM finds a way to get started early, but then Spencer Garrison decides to cough up the ball early in the first quarter, giving the Rams the possession. Score's already 7-7 now, and the next ensuing drive would begin with Austin Curran. He breaks a huge run here, but it wouldn't be enough because the Rams would eventually have to punt. This run actually for a bit over 30 yards. Now in the second quarter, Jeremiah Masoli completing a couple of big passes here, one to Andre Wells. Remember that name later in the game. Here's another pass by Masoli to Chaz Morales, showing what he can do on the field, and eventually that would have to lead to this pass. Another pass to Chaz Morales. Take a look at that. It looks like a touchdown, but it actually isn't, and it requires Masoli to take a run up, and that's going to cause the score to be 14-7. Here, Austin Curran continues to pile up yards against this Bulldog defense playing poorly. This run for 25 yards. Oh yeah, by the way, this guy's pretty good too. Carlton Sanders with a 22-yard pickup to set up another Masoli run. Breaking, evading, juking, finds his way to get into the end zone after reaching out. His second rushing touchdown on the day, and the score is now 21-7. Moving ahead now, 21-14 Rams, but David Singleton decides to make the game interesting and heave this 50-yard bomb to Ed Berry. The touchdown would help the Bulldogs get up to 21-20, but they missed the extra point. A little defense now. Nick Thurston decides to put the momentum back in the favor of the Rams by snatching this pass from Singleton, taking it in for 6. Rams now up by 8, but the Bulldogs wouldn't lay down without a fight. Daniel Porter, an explosive athlete, takes this draw play 82 yards to the house. And with a successful 2-point conversion after, the game was tied. The Rams now with possession. Watch Masoli take this hit, but even better, watch the catch by Andre Wells. That play would lead to a field goal. All the drama came down to this moment. Bulldogs up by 4, 8 seconds remaining. Masoli finds a way to make miracles happen and finds Andre Wells in the end zone for the winning touchdown with time running down. Rams win 45-42. That was not the only game that CCSF had to deal with in an upcoming week. Another obstacle standing in the way of the Rams were the pesky Foothill Owls.
Yes, CCSF played the Foothill Owls past Saturday. CCSF has won 4 games in a row with a record of 6-1, but they played against powerhouse Foothill on Saturday. How would they do? Another beautiful day at Rams Stadium, where the CCSF Rams take on their conference rivals, the Foothill Owls. Interesting game, both teams 6-1, but Foothill did strike quickly, driving down the field with a TD pass to Adrian Collins to lead 7-0. But CCSF would not lay down. After a bad kickoff by Foothill, Jeremiah Masoli bootlegs out and finds Carlton Sanders wide open for a 62-yard touchdown reception from the first play of scrimmage to tie the game at 7-0. Foothill showing a little heart on this play with Dante Perez finding Adrian Collins for a 35-yard pass to set up this play. A TD reception to Herb Joseph, but Foothill does miss the PAT. Masoli came to play today, dodging bullets, and to find Derek Davis open in the corner of the end zone to take the lead 14-13. Foothill on the drive again, Perez pumping and throwing to Felix Uribe Jr. for another touchdown. But this is where CCSF capitalizes. Dejon Gomes telegraphs Perez's pass, turning it for a touchdown to lead the Owls 21-20. The defense started to step up big time at this point. Gerald Williams batting the ball down on third down to force them to punt off to CCSF. Later in the game, Foothill, nothing working for them. Gerald Williams all over Herb Joseph. And CCSF just took the game over. Masoli threading the needle between two defenders, finding Carlton Sanders again for his third touchdown of the game. This one, a 55 TD pass. Now this is just fun. Masoli is trying to find Andre Wells, but the ball is tipped in the air by two different defenders and lands directly in the hands of Adrian Hilburn, who catches it for a spectacular TD. CCSF now scored 20 unanswered points and is leading 42-20, which was the final score as both teams shook hands. CCSF, now with a record of 7-1, has now finished all of their home games, traveling on the road for the next 2 weeks. Next week they play Santa Rosa.
What a game that was. Ever wonder what the Bay Area decides to do before a big NFL event? Ben shows us what can be done before for a confused fan.
In the parking lot, there are DJs playing music, and people singing along with it. Raiders fans are known for not being that nice to opposing fans, but it looked like they got along just fine. Even though Halloween was Wednesday, go to a Raiders game and you think it's October 31st all over again. There were people just like they were in Mortal Kombat, skull head shoulder pads, and security guards. Overall, it was a safe and fun trip. But the game is going to start soon, so it was time to head out. Home of the 49ers. Even though the BART didn't go to Monster Park, it was still very busy. Monster Park even had a fan zone called Faithful City. They had a live radio show, field goal games, as well as throwing games. There was even a martial arts exhibition, and Chinese dragons. But the biggest crowd pleaser was a traveling drumline. But don't forget all the delicious food people bring to the tailgate. And don't forget to fully cook it either. From the line to see the cheerleaders, for CSR, I'm Benjamin Almario.
For more information on how to tailgate or for special tailgating activities, go to www.raiders.com or www.sf49ers.com. Well, Halloween time is upon us, and here at CSR, we like to stay true to the spirit of the holiday. Joe tells us what you have going on over there.
Thanks. Well, these guys have got guts, which is more than I can say for their pumpkins. Our expert carver over there, Stefan, has already finished his first pumpkin, as you can see, and the other guys are working diligently. Stefan overcame a knife malfunction and has just continued to work. So that's where we are right now, and when we come back after the break, we'll check in with the guys. Stay more for CSR.